Hello guys, thank you so much for joining me on today. As above, so below. We're talking about Venus energy to each and every one of you guys. Me on today, as above, so below. We're talking about Venus energy to each and every one of you guys. For tuning in. First of all, I want to say salutation to my madrina, to my madrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters. And to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays. To each and every one of you guys, thank you for joining my live. Thank you so much for being a part of our platform. On my platform, I talk to melanated people, and I've been pastoring my own church since 2001. And I want to talk about something very sensitive, and I want you to know that this is for educational purposes only. And when it comes down to magic and spirituality, I want to explain what I deal with when it comes down to helping melanated people. I have been, I've never pastored any other type of church than a black church. I've had various of different types of members, but predominantly a black church and predominantly women that I pastor. So when it comes down to real magic, real conjure, real mysticism, I know that I have a lot of followers on my TikTok account, but I have my people that are really supportive of me on my YouTube channel. And when it comes down to magic and spirituality and manifestation, it's who you have to resonate with. And depending on where somebody is in their life, the level of education, they may receive it, and sometimes they don't receive it. Does not make it any less true. And one of the things that I wanted to share when it comes down to magic and spirituality is universal laws. Universal laws apply to each and every individual, whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, whether you are an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, whether you're Christian or Muslim, whether you're gay, straight, or bi, whether you're educated, not educated, degreed or not. Universal law apply to every individual. Thank you so much, Demetrius. Thank you for the gift. Now, I'm going to say this again. If you have been following me, you know that I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries and my rising sign is Pisces. If you really support me, you know how I get down on my new YouTube channel. And so therefore, I'm here for melanated people. Here, I'm not a problem starter. I am a problem solver. And when I teach any form of magic, whether it's conjure, whether it's spell, I'm a crown Mafedifun Oya, and I am crown Babalu Aye. I am also a scratch and initiated into Palo Miambe. I've been a voodoo practitioner of Haitian voodoo since I was a child. So I have been doing, I don't know no other life outside of magic. I've never experienced anything of what I've dealt with outside of magic and conjure. So I'm 52 years of age, and I have been endeavoring to help melanated people. Now, I want to say before we get started, I hope that what I'm about to teach, that many of you allow me a listening ear before you respond. I want to say hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. And where this stems from is that I help a lot of people, and I find myself encountering these over and over when it comes down to helping black women and also black men that were raised by black women. And when it comes down to conjure, I want you to know, because I'm a very transparent person, that, and on this platform we have a lot of people out here spewing a lot of things. So I like to be straight up with people and very transparent, and hopefully people will understand where I'm coming from. I am twice divorced, a black American man. I need that to sink in. I need you to also understand, because divorces are public information. I'm in Florida. So you want to fact check me, and verify what I'm saying is true is public information. Anybody can find it. Every divorce is public information. I have been divorced twice. Each time that I have been divorced, I have always been the plaintiff. Which means no woman got rid of me. I'm going to say this again. You're not speaking or listening to somebody that a woman got rid of the man and he's scorned or he's salty because of a divorce. Nobody engaged in divorce but me. When I saw that it was not going to work, I ended the relationship. Are we clear? I've been doing magic a very long time. The reason I say this, I am a successful business owner. I am also been pastoring my own church since 2001. I am retired from United Parcel Service, UPS, after 30 years. I have 3 sons. I have 3 baby moms. I want to be clear. Transparency. You need to understand who you're listening to. I have 3 baby mamas. I have my first baby mama is a Leo. My first wife is a Sagittarius. My second wife is an Aries. The reason I'm saying this, because a lot of us don't listen to men in conjunction. Because you already have issues with men before you ever step in front of a conjurer, root man, witch doctor, a santero. It doesn't matter whether it's a pastor. You already have preconceived ideas about a black man. And the reason why I want to talk about this, because I am helping a lot of black women, and I am helping them in very hard situations that they're going through. But they are struggling to follow instruction. No matter what, I have caused women that were told by doctors to go home and that they were going to pass their child. And I utilized my conjure and my methodology in order to save that child. I have been a product of so many signs, wonders, and miracles. I'm not an individual that is out here. Now, I am also a son that has never disrespected his mother. I know that men are constantly told, or women are constantly told, in order to pay attention to how a man treats his mother. My mother doesn't have a testimony. I'm 52 years of age. My mother does not have the testimony. Now, I have brothers and sisters, but I want to talk about my sisters. I have never called my sisters out of their names. Neither one of my sisters on my mom's side, because I have one sister on my mom's side, then I have a slew of sisters on my dad's side. None of them have the testimony that their brother calls them out outside of their names. I have never put myself in a situation that I have caused them stress and anxiety. Some of my sisters, it's my mom's daughter, I'm older than her. I'm the oldest out of my mom's children. I'm not the oldest when it comes to my dad's kids, but I am one of the elders. So when you're listening at me and you're hearing where I'm coming from, a lot of times when it comes down to magical practices, a lot of times you make the job harder for yourself to get help from somebody that is skilled, because you have not learned or you are taught not to listen or value the opinion or the suggestion of men. I did not get a divorce because I was unfaithful. I did not get a divorce because I wasn't a provider. I got a divorce because I was not going to allow my wife and her mother to run my house. Everywhere you go, I thought it was just because when I was younger, I was in my 20s. My last divorce was in my late 20s. And so the problem that was there in the church world, and anybody that has been in the black church, is always about the anointing. I have never been in a relationship that no woman felt that they were not more anointed than I was. No matter how they did not have the track record that I had. They were not healing the sick. They were not raising the dead. They were not even preaching the revelation that I was preaching. But they believed that they were more anointed. And why that is a problem? Because no matter what I accomplish, I'm always, my thoughts, my guidance is always challenged. And who wants to be in a relationship with somebody that does not realize that you don't have to do that? If you're a woman and you got to go out there and get it how you get it, do what you got to do. But when you have a man that is playing his role, and as young as I was very, very responsible. And whether I fell down, I knew what to go after because I was trained by my mother. I was taught by my father. If you find yourself in the company of a man that is not trying to violate you, I've never violated my sister, molested my sister, their daughters. I don't have that testimony. And yet, out of all the things that I accomplished, I still struggle in women in my ministry and women that I am trying to cultivate for them to follow my instruction because I'm never smart enough. I'm always smart enough to resolve your problems, but I'm never smart enough to keep you from going through what you're going through. My prophetic gift is off the chain. My counseling is off the chain. But there are very few women that take my counsel, but they always accept the benefit of my resolution. My church does not take care of me. My flock cannot talk about they're paying my light bill, my water bill, my mortgage, my transportation, my health care. That's not their testimony. But yet, I'm able to run a successful business, a successful ministry, a successful platform, but you can't take my counsel because I'm a man, and what do I know? You would listen or a woman with no certification, with no resume, over a man with the level of qualifications. A man should not have to be a chief apostle. A man should not have to be crowned twice. A man that is endeavoring to help melanated women, and especially black melanated women. I used to tell my sister, I said, that behavior that you're learning from mama, and I told my mother this. I am 52 years old. I told my mother, you're a good woman, but you're not a good woman for a man. My grandmother was a business owner. My grandmother was a millionaire. My grandmother always put a man in charge, whether it was her eldest charge or her son. I remember as a kid, my grandma would not allow a woman to walk through her house. If I didn't do it, my other cousin did it. She wanted me to walk through her whole house. She wanted a male spirit to guard Ebasa and protect her. Men that don't listen to women also struggle in spiritual practice. A man that has a problem with his mother and don't know how to treat his sister, he also struggles with women in authority. This is for educational purposes only. When Kamala Harris, the vice president of these United States, when she ran for president, and when the numbers came back, All I heard from melanated women was about the 92%, as though that the 80% of black men that voted for Kamala Harris did not vote. It is nothing wrong with you acknowledging your contribution. It is something wrong with you not acknowledging the contribution of black men. My sister and my sisters live in the comfort of being guarded and protected and guided by the men in their families. When you don't have that, you think a man is only after certain things. It doesn't matter if it's in the church. It doesn't matter if it's in the tradition. I have to work overtime to help black women that their fathers were not in their life. I had to work overtime. I had to be ridiculed. I had to be accused to just get them to understand what I was trying to do and trying to tell them. I'm 52 years old. Somebody got to have the conversation. And I am just trying to do this on this platform because there are so many black women that, in spite of what is going on with black men, they feel like they're alone. But every time something happens to us as a collective, you're not standing alone. I have defended countless of black women on this platform being attacked by Christian people and attacked by men with no reason other than they're black women. When a black man has respect for his mother, he can see his mother in you. He can see his grandmother in you. He can see his sister in you. He can see his female cousin in you. And my mother Susan, she's a mother of my church. And these people, these women that I'm talking about, trust me with out of their mouth, with their life. But I even struggle with a 70-year-old woman because she struggles with a man being in her life. Even though Mother Susan will leave her house at 70 years old, not having a dime in her pocket and not worrying about none of her accommodations when she was. Mother Susan would go out of town with Apostle Eve. That's how much when she stayed at my house for 7 months, I took care of her and Minister Mario out of my own pocket. She didn't have to call her daughter. She didn't have to call her son because she was down there with me and I was accommodating not only her needs, but also her wants. But when we have real conversation, it's very hard for her to digest. Hearing a man that has intellect. Let me tell you something. If you can't trust a man that has credentials, if you cannot trust a man that truly has gifts, if you cannot trust a man that is transparent, because a lot of people say, well, I want a man to be honest. Do you not realize there's a lot of responsibility that you're going to have to digest if you want a man to be transparent and honest with you? Because the moment you hear that most of the women that have left my ministry have never left my ministry because I lied to them. They have left my ministry because they couldn't control me. They couldn't have their way. They did not leave my ministry because they did not take their families from my ministry because they did not see signs, wonders, or miracles. Most of them got exactly what they came to my church for. But because they could not sleep with me, this is for educational purpose only. Because I did not pull the stunts that other men pull in ministry. When I have proven over and over that I am being guided by the divine. I told Mother Susan as a 70-year-old woman, how many times you going to have to come back to me and tell me I was right? I said, how can you trust me? How can you trust me to the point you will put yourself in position and not worry about your way of life and how you're going to get from point A to point Z? But you struggling with having a conversation about real life. Why do you feel that you need to contemplate, mull over? I said, where have I ever misled you? She's been with me for over 6 years and still cannot find fault in me. Let me explain something to you ladies. It don't take 2 years, it don't take 6 months for you to start finding out whether that man is falling short or not. Whether that man is putting on a facade or not. I don't care if you gay, straight, or bi. It does not take you long. You still, after me creating an environment that is healthy for black melanated men and women to learn real conjure, you sit here and watch my readings and the level of accuracy in my readings, and yet doubt my counsel. You hear the testimony of black men and women testifying about the manifestation of whether it's healing, their financial breakthrough, of their situation being turned around. And yet, if you can't clown me, you don't work with me. If I was like the typical man that's on social media, and you can make a duet video and discount my teachings or my vernacular or my personality in any way, shape, or form, you would. But because I am a person that base his teaching off of facts, when you listen at me talk about Haitian voodoo, when you listen at me talk about Ifa, I do not talk about things that I do not know. I don't do it. My Trirana, she been knowing me for 30 years. Did not trust me, even though she benefited off of me. Women, just because, and this is what men miss the boat, just because a woman would benefit doesn't mean she trusts you. I have people on my platform, in my tribe, that they have me as an emergency contact. That's just how much they trust me with their physical life. But when it comes down to following my teaching and the things that I implement in order for their life to be better, for them to live a reality that allows them to walk into their vision, not my vision. I'm not at no time, I'm a Sagittarius. If anybody believes in freedom of thought, I do. If anybody believes in live and let live, I'm a Sagittarius. But my moon is an Aries. I believe in my personal independence. I take pride in being able to accomplish things on my own. But that is never enough. There's no amount of success that will give you the security and the trust that aligns you with receiving counsel from the lips of a black man, and especially a black American man. I have a track record. I've had a track record, people, before I left my mother's house. I have been always known for my spirituality. And my family was famous and infamous. I may not be popular because of my truth, but I am famous. I have walked people through certain things. I have brought people back from the dead. I'm a natural born necromancer. And when you got somebody that can counsel you at that level, and the reason why you're not being successful in the counseling is because you don't think I'm smart enough to guide you. You just think I'm smart enough to resolve your problem once your guidance system leads you into the ruts that you're in. A lot of us would not have to endure certain things, but you don't trust men like that. You want men to trust women, but you don't want to trust men. And we all are made in God's image and God's likeness. And I have also concluded that a woman is the divine feminine and the divine God, the creator. But by me being a male, only reason I'm a male, I'm a female that has testosterone. A man, what came first, the chicken or the egg? The egg. Before there was a sperm, there was an egg. Before there was a snake, there was an egg. That's why you see the egg with the snake around the egg in all forms of society. Because it's necessary for the egg to create life. That's why carbon energy, melanin energy is feminine energy. But that does not equate to you being in a position to guide people. I don't care how many people that come in my church and see me overcome one obstacle after the next. They all feel like they're in a position to guide me. They have no experience in the eras of my spirituality, but they want to guide me. They want me to take their advice. I told Mother Susan one day, she said, well, I thought you were going to listen to me. I said, yes, I heard you. I gave a listening ear to you. Just because you said something don't mean that I need to take your advice. I am being guided by my ego. If something happens based off of your advice and I take your advice, I am responsible for all these people, and they're not going to look at you. They're going to look at me. Because you perceive something that way doesn't mean that your advice, even though your intention is not malicious at all, but you cannot give advice with me because I'm a divine creature. I'm an extraterrestrial. And you don't have the capacity, mentally or emotionally, to guide a vessel like me. But we do have conversations. How many, I have people saying, left my church because I furthered Ache. I'm not a Baba. I'm a Santero. I'm a Palero. I'm a Tata Inkisi. I'm a Haitian voodooist. I'm an apostle and pastor, but not a Baba, because I practice real magic. I don't work for a woman. Oh, Baba means father. Okay. I hear them say that when it comes to Babalaos, and I just want to make people, I ain't out here, and I thank you for the correction. And that's another thing. Because you're a leader and elder, you don't know everything. And when somebody sheds some light on you, I'm the type of person, as long as you telling me facts, I don't have a problem receiving knowledge. I give out knowledge what I know and I practice, but as a man, and helping people, there's so much struggle with women that need help from men. But you can't get it because you don't trust me. And I am such an asset because I'm matriarchal. It's me, my grandmother, and me. Just like on the movie Charm, it was a Wyatt was supposed to be, in their book, Wyatt was supposed to be a girl, but he came out a male. And his grandmother had a problem. Because she always believed that the power of three was always going to be women. A lot of times, the matriarch decides to bring a male chosen vessel. This is why Oya protects me. This is why Yemiya is my second mother. This is why Oshun is also, I have to, just like I acknowledge Oya, I have to acknowledge Oshun. This is the guidance I got from my Padrino and my Oba. And this has been confirmed through Arumala. I'm saying this because no matter of my credentials, no matter of my expertise, you struggle with my counsel. Even though it's proven that I know what I'm talking about. Even my classes, people sit in my classes and say, I've never heard this taught like this. I've never had this much clarity. But yet, when I give counsel, out of these extraterrestrial thoughts, these higher frequencies, all of a sudden, I don't know nothing. I have never asked anybody, male or female, to follow me blindly. I ask, and Demetrius is here, I do not ask anybody not to verify. If I'm telling you the truth, it's verifiable. If I'm telling you the truth, you can confirm it. And if I tell you something that I believe that Spirit is giving me for you, then it can be confirmed because energy don't lie. I don't care if you throwing cards. I don't care if you throwing bones. I don't care if you are reading tea leaves, candle, or the flame of a candle. When you can read, you're gonna you might use different terminology. I'll give you that. But what I said gonna be confirmed. I do not sell people dreams. I do not overhype anything. I don't have to. I'm the real McCoy. But I will tell you, out of my long career of dealing with melanated people and melanated people that want relationships, this is what a lot of y'all need to not need, if you will. The average woman is not concerned about the opinions of men. I've seen so many women in my career mess up their relationship because of the opinions of other women. Whether that woman is their mother, whether that woman is their sister, or whether those women are their friends. Or just stranger. I've seen women take the opinion of other women they don't even know on their relationship. This man bringing his whole paycheck home, and now he ain't good enough for you. You are pleased, you are content with this man until you listen at the voices of other women. And now all of a sudden, he ain't smart enough. All of a sudden, I dress suave enough to attract you, but now you got to put my drawers, socks, necktie. It's crazy. And I'm talking about you want to do this for grown men. You want to dress your son and your husband. And now you praying prayers that you want men to understand how a woman feels. And now that he's feminine, now you got a problem with that too. But he knows exactly how women feel. Why you got a problem? You're the one that's petitioning your gods and your goddesses and your ancestors to find a man that understands how a woman feels. And now he's more attracted to the men that you are attracted to. But you asked for that. You prayed for that. You did spiritual work, conjure for that. Don't ask for it if you don't want it. You wanted your son to understand how a woman feels. Now he really does. He's the greatest bottom that this earth ever met. This is for educational purposes only. Be careful when you're going through your emotional state that you are not speaking things, because energy cannot be destroyed. This is why I teach universal law. If you believe you are the creator, then you got to be careful what you birth into the earth realm. And you have to be responsible for anything that you birth in the earth, whether it's an idea, an energy, a vibration, or rhythm. Women are so powerful affecting other women that another woman can change the menstrual cycle of another woman. And they don't have to be of kin. They can be friends in the same apartment or condo area, and those women, their menstrual cycle will synchronize. That's how much other women affect other women. But other women are trying to have a relationship with men, but listening to other women. And this is to get a clincher too, which I don't have a problem with women on making love to other women. This is for educational purposes only. But why are you listening to a woman that does not desire a man? Yes, she's a woman, but she doesn't desire a man. And why would she encourage you to be in a relationship with a man when she's attracted to you? And women know how other women are. You will do whatever for attention. If a man does not, I've had a grown woman sit in my church, get on the floor and act like a kid in their 40s to get my attention. I've been pastoring people and I'm a people person. Don't tell me what a woman won't go through. And she married. What she won't go through to get somebody's attention, whether it's a man or a woman. That man already told you you look good. He liked how you presented yourself. You walk out that door with your mate on your shoulder and on his arm, and you get to the restaurant, and because the women in the bathroom look you up and down and look at you and tell you, why did you wear that? Now you insecure, you can't enjoy your date, you can't enjoy your night out with your boo, because some women in the bathroom critique you, and now you feeling insecure. Now you arguing with him. Why you let me come out there? I thought you said his opinion only matters because he's supposed to be in a relationship with you. You let perfect strangers pass their opinion, and now you gonna feel like you all of that. If his opinion mattered, then why do other people's opinion matter? It's like when your ego speaks to you. If you believe your spirits are speaking to you, why you are worried about what other people are saying? That's why I said twice divorce. And what I'm bringing clarity to is that I was the petitioner. I was the plaintiff. Because once black women hear that, in your opinion, that automatically disqualifies me. My level of confidence as a man, and especially a black American man, unnerves you because you're not accustomed to men being empowered. I took, me and Sister Triranda was out getting a car. And there was a black man, I specifically, because this is for educational purposes only, I specifically located him because I wanted him to make the sale of the car that I was going to buy. This just recently happened. And so she was with me, she came and picked me up, and we went down there. So she showed me everything. So I was sitting at the table. And I told him specifically, I told him what I wanted, what I wanted to do, and I wanted him to get the commission. Do you know he kept looking at her? I told him, I said, why do you keep looking at her? She ain't got no money. Because even black men are not used to being in charge. When Tyrone can tell you, when I go out and I go to department stores, if I got my members with me, or especially a woman with me, they don't even pay me no attention. And I'm like, I'm the one paying. Why are you looking at her? Because men are not used to being in charge. They need women's credit. And women are not accustomed to dealing with men that don't have a need for them. He don't need your car. He don't need your pillow. He doesn't need a place to stay. He doesn't need your education. He would like for you and him to be partners. Like Jay-Z said, what's better than 1 billionaire, 2 billionaires? You don't know how to be a partner. You only know how to lead. And that's why you choose the type of men that you choose. Because you believe you can change a man. Even though Kate Michelle said you can't raise one. If you can't raise one, you can't change one. He's already been raised by one woman. If you don't like the product, don't get mad with him. Go back to the manufacturer, which is his mother. She raised him. She put those ideas in his head. My mother is a Virgo. This is the season of Virgo. My mother told me that it take more than looks. My mother never told me all I had to do is be good looking. Then she came back and told me, said it take more than sex, son. Because I don't care how good you is in the bedroom, you still got to be a man of responsibility. And she came back and told me, she said, son, it take more than money. So I always knew I had to be a combo meal when it came to a relationship. I knew not to step in a situation and just bank on my looks, bank on my money, bank on my gifts and my talent and my anointing, but it was never enough. Can I be honest with y'all, be transparent with you? I had brothers from my first wife and my second wife try to step me by their sister, my wife. And you know what was so difficult for them to step to me? Because I'm a better man than you. I don't have to be perfect, but I'm a faithful man. I'm a man of God. I'm not a streetwalker. I asked my brother-in-law, I said, do you want me to treat your sister like your daddy treat your mama? I said, matter of fact, do you want me to treat your sister like you treat your wife? I'm waiting. You can't check another man when you falling short. I don't care if that is your mama. I got more respect for your mama than you do. I got more respect for your sister than you do. Because you bring other women at your sister's house. I ain't never brought another woman to my sister's house. I ain't never brought another woman to my mother's house. See, it's important that when you have certain men that are speaking, that they have a character that is worthy to be challenged. See, you can't come to me about that. And I still got room for improvement. But you, sir, you can't check me. You can't check me about prayer because you come to church sometime and sometimes you don't. I'm in the church every time the door opens. When trouble hits my household, my wife can turn to me for prayer. Huh? You run to your mama and get prayer for you and your wife. We two different type of men. My wife gets a word from the Lord over here. You go to your mama and get a word from the Lord. And then you come back and tell your wife. And she can trust it or not. One thing about spiritual warfare, my wife ain't never had to suit up and go to war for our household. I always led with my dignity and my integrity. I want to know what member on this platform can tell me how much the light bill at the church is. I want one member of my church to tell me what the rent is. And the only reason Tree Rhonda know because she goes sometime and pay the rent at the church. I write the check and she go and drop it off. But my members don't even know what the bills are because they don't pay the bills. They give what they're going to give and I keep it moving. If you did not ever experience that, I have paid for my kids to have special classes. I have paid for college. I have paid for cars. I told my baby mama, I say, you are a single woman, but you're not a single parent. She said, what you say? I said, you are a single woman. You are a divorced woman, but you are not a single parent because I'm active. I said, get that clear. I had one of my baby mama, my first wife, she called me up one day and she said, could you babysit your son? I said, absolutely not. But if you want me to watch my son, because I'm not no goddamn babysitter. Now, if you want me to watch my son, I'll watch him. But I'm not your babysitter. Oh, I ain't mean no. No, women have certain words that they use. Because women more interested in how other women feel about how they handling situations. They want to be known as, you got it going on, girl. It don't matter to the woman that he doing his responsibility. It don't matter that she ain't got to be made shame. It matters that other women are saying you got it going on. Girl, what you doing over there? Why that man doing that for you? Not that he got dignity and pride and respect for himself. But it's all about how bad you are. You done made his character and how he function in life all about you. Instead of saying, I got a decent man. I got a praying man. When they tell you he full of witchcraft and sorcery, all of a sudden now you questioning. How you gonna let other women make you feel that your man ain't straight? How you gonna let other women make you feel like your man tipping out on you? I'll wait for it. Because these are the things that real spiritual men go through. When you trying to help women get to the things that they desire, these are the things that keep coming up. And it doesn't matter how much that man manifests. It doesn't matter how smart he is, how many things he accomplished. You're still going to question him. But you're not going to question that man you can control. Thank you so much. Y'all are showing out here. You're not going to question that man you control. Yesterday, I was going through an attack because I'm exchanging energy for one of my clients for their healing. And so my body started weaping up. And I do believe that she's been worked on. I think she got some health issues, but I know that they're stemming from some type of spiritual work. Because I actually do spiritual work. And so our mother Susan was on the phone. And I was telling her, my body is weaping up and swelling up and then going down within minutes. I have a breakout here, it's gone. I have a breakout here, I feel like Wolverine. And yesterday I was online and you can see clearly that I had a welt around my right eye. But you don't see it now. And I told Mother Susan, I said, if I tell people what I'm going through, they wouldn't even believe it. But do you not know that as a spiritual man, that women do not care about how I sacrifice myself for their manifestation? They just want their manifestation. The same way you're not going to care how you handle or treat that woman's son. See, it's easier to talk about men until it becomes your son. I'm going to say this again. It's easier for you to talk about his daddy until another woman talking about your son. The same woman gonna feel totally different. And when you're trying to counsel women and you're trying to help them in the ATRS, and the reason why a lot of I've had bisexual women in my church, I've had lesbians in my church, and you got the nerve not to trust me. And the people you turn into ain't even got it for you. I said, but I get it. What do I know? I just been doing this ever since I was a child. What do I know? I'm the one that have a track record. I'm the one that's degree. I'm the one that has a church. I'm the one that has a platform. I'm the one that has a website. And when a man rolls off resume, now he's being egotistical. But when a woman runs off her resume, she's only expressing her worth. You see how that changes? We're both doing the same thing, but because how you perceive a man with power. You don't see it as I'm just operating in my confidence. I'm operating in my authenticity. I'm being authentic. I'm being real. I'm being raw. No, I'm being rude and disrespectful. I'm being condescending. We use different type of adjectives when it comes down to men practitioners. Do I believe that men are out here doing some of the things that women are accusing them of? Absolutely. But when you treat all men the same way, you're going to get a different outcome. Just like you as a black woman and melanated woman don't want to be included because you would say quickly, I'm not like her. Don't judge me because all women ain't alike. Well, ma'am, all I'm asking you, have that same mentality when it comes to men. If you're going to broad stroke all men, then don't have a problem with men broad stroking all women. If all men are gay, then all women are gay. For educational purposes only. See why it's not good to generalize? See why it's not healthy and productive to generalize? Because you had an experience. Now, I'm going to give you a food for thought. If you choose as a melanated woman to fish out of the ditch, then you are limiting your access to other type of opportunity or encounters with other type of men. I can see if you are in the ocean fishing, but many of you are local and you only deal with the men that have been birthed in your area. You're not trying to get out here in the big blue sea. And you might, instead of getting a great white, you might end up with a swordfish of a man. You might end up with an octopus of a man. But when you minimize your range based off, and this is why when Kamala Harris was running for president, I honestly had a problem when I found out her husband was white. Just for transparency only. But I was not going to allow my personal opinion to hinder me from what the task was at hand. Can you not like a certain preference that a man has but understand the assignment. Because if your man has moved on and he has another woman, you don't want that woman around your children. But if you have another man, that man is going to be around his children. And so therefore, when we do reconciliation work and we do cutting clear, a part of that magic has to do with the mind of an individual. Because energy follows thought. And a person's mentality determines how you can sever a tie. This is why all this is important. And if you don't trust me because I'm a man, not because I did something unethical or because I'm not able to do what I do, it's simply because you have internal issues that you have not worked out. Salutations, Jeremy. I want to help black women and black men on a whole deeper level because I have the capabilities. But you have to, if you can't be reasoned with, if you can't even admit when you're wrong, there's times, Mother Susan is 70 years old, and she'll tell you that I'm telling the truth. I have to lock both of her arms down, both of her legs, her neck, to make her realize that I'm only talking about what you said. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't mean it like that. Can I ask you this? If this doesn't matter when it comes to magic. Would you accept a man with a toupee? Would you accept a man wearing a girdle? Would you accept a man not utilizing dentures? Would you accept a man having a sock downstairs? Men do not have the opportunity to cover up. If he got a mustard shirt on and he ain't got no mustard, you gonna say something. If he got a hairline that was drawn in, you gonna say something. If he using just for men's, you gonna say something. But the moment a man said, you got pretty shoes, but you're not pretty. That's a nice dress, but you ain't nice looking. Now all of a sudden you offended. Women, if you want energy to manifest in your life, you want to attract energy that is harmonizing with your energy, then you cannot have these personal delusions when it comes down to magical process. It doesn't matter if it's Ifa, voodoo, root work, conjure, talisman, amulets, sigils, veves. At the end of the day, you are the component. And if you are in delusions about yourself, I can't come on here with fake eyelashes. These eyebrows, these come out of my skin. I can't come on here and talk about how great I look and I got false eyelashes and false eyebrows or false teeth. I can't tell you I'm good looking and I'm not good looking. You can say, you know what, that shirt nice or that head wrap nice, but bruh, you hurt. Women don't have a problem telling any spiritual man that. But if that is returned, then your self-esteem is being affected because you are delusional. All I'm saying is, if we're going to do real magic, real conjure, real mysticism, if we're going to really help melanated people as a collective, and if you can't see that the men that you talk about were birthed by the women you claim to be supporting? If you're going to support black women, you got to support the children of black women. Because if you teach a woman, you're going to teach a village. So how can you say that black woman is a queen, and then the black man that's born from the queen is trash, garbage? That's all I'm saying. We got to make up our minds. We got to get some definition that we all can go by. It's not the ATRS. It's not magic. It's the mentality. And let me say this. A black man nowhere have created laws to restrict your greatness. Not one woman that I was with, whether it was a Leo, whether it was Sagittarius, or whether it was an Aries, they never had to diminish who they were in order for me to feel like a man. They never had to minimize their success. They never had to minimize their success to be with me. The problem they had, that I did not kiss their ring. I'm like, you're not more anointed than me. And I had my one wife said, oh, if you're more anointed than me, you're not that much more anointed than me. That's what the issue are. Because you don't understand feminine power. Feminine power has a role. For you to tell a man you can't birth a baby, it's ridiculous. For a man to tell you that you can't lift that crate like he can, it's ridiculous. I remember I was on my job, and there was a particular white woman, but nonetheless, same mentality. So I worked for UPS. So we were in the warehouse, and and she looked down the belt, and her remark to me, she said, "I make more money than you." I said, "Oh yeah," and she was not lying. She made more money than me. I said, "That's okay. Get the other end of this box. Make a choice whether you want to be an independent woman." And this is the thing that I don't understand about women when they watching Beyonce. You're taking her business of entertainment. It's as though she living a life that she's singing about. Beyonce ain't riding there running around with other men. She been with Jay-Z all that time, even when he cheated on her. She didn't go out there and get another man. She sung about it, that she can replace him, but she never did it. She a Virgo. If you're a good woman, it doesn't matter the character of another person. Your character remains the same. Everything she doing, if you look at them, you went to enough counselors. Those men are not up on Beyonce. And if Jay-Z in that audience and he get her a look, she even dissing herself even the more. And she a billionaire. This ain't about her being scared of him. It's about mutual respect. If you don't want me to do it, don't you do it. If you don't want a man to use his money to dominate your relationship, then when you making more money, don't you use money to dominate your relationship. Until you realize what you really want and that other people's opinion, especially other women's opinion, does not matter when it comes to the man that's in your life. If you like it, It don't matter who don't like it. If you want it, it don't matter who don't want it. It's your relationship. It's between you and him. And when another woman has the power to make you feel bad about your choice, that's a personal thing. Conjure, candles, incense, bath washes ain't gonna cure that. You let somebody with playing cards, cause a ripple in your relationship because she say he cheated. He got somebody else. I'm in the church world. I have seen so many relationships are broke up because women prophesied incorrectly and sometimes intentionally to tell that woman relationship. One man went home because of somebody swearing to God that God was speaking. Went home and beat his wife. And she wasn't even cheating. She described things and she made it so believable. Some of y'all out there are so convincing. You got people thinking thoughts they ain't never thought about in their relationship. And now they got issues in their relationship. And what I told my spiritual daughter, I said, just because somebody willing to stand around and help you mess up your hand, don't mean they're going to stick around to help you clean up your hand. Keep listening at people about what you're trying to do. Keep allowing the opinions of people, mama, daddy, brother, sister, cousin, to affect your decision. And when your relationship is on sinking sand, don't blame them. Don't blame him. It's your choice. If you like playing spades, play spades. If you like playing poker, play poker. If you like shooting dice, shoot dice. Why you allowing other people to affect how you live your life? And I'm here to talk to grown people, melanated people, people that understand that it's gonna take both genders, male and female, to manifest. So, do you take the counsel of women? Every woman that I had a bad encounter on here was trying to date me. Even though I told them I'm not trying to get married no more. I done already been married. I told them what time it was. And I told them that I was concentrating on building my ministry. Just, even when a man tell you where his thoughts and his mind is, it's not enough. And you're going to try to undermine what his attention is on because of what you want. I built this without you. And I'm going to be around here when you're gone. I'm here to encourage you. There are some men. Some of you need to understand Queen Sheba. She heard about what type of king and how the wisdom of Solomon was. But when she came there and saw his administration and how he was doing things, when you can't give a man props, Alicia Keys said it like this: a real woman knows a real man when she sees him. And a real man knows a real woman when he sees her. Real recognize real. The fact that you don't recognize real and you still trying to find fault in somebody that you say ain't nobody perfect, then why you looking for perfection? If nobody perfect, why are you? I'm divorced twice. Why should you have to know that I petition? Why did that change your mind? When you found out that I was a provider, why did that change your mind? When you found out I did not disrespect my mother and I didn't disrespect my sister. Y'all gonna get enough of trying to background track some people. I told them, look my name up, Google me. You ain't gonna find no arrest record. You ain't gonna find no police record. What's up, Chris? And don't mean I ain't broke the law. My family got money. When I was home and my mama house, she paid lawyers to get my stuff expunged, sealed. So you ain't gonna never find nothing about me. And I didn't get in no trouble when I got grown. But when I was young, suspended license, I done had so many suspended license. But my mother, my Virgo, she the one cleaned my record up. Because she wasn't having it. My mother is the reason why I have credit. My mother taught me money. My mother taught me what a woman will do and what a woman won't do. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at my mother's teaching. My mother told me to go into a woman's bathroom and take the toilet paper. This is what my mother told me. And she said, you wipe behind the sink and the toilet. Because if she half cleaning her bathroom, she half cleaning other parts, son. That's why I know to this day, at 52 years old, there's a difference between surface cleaning and deep cleaning. And just because you wipe out things and make them presentable, don't make you clean. And what's wrong with a woman teaching her son that? Why are you intimidated? I remember the time where women, it didn't matter what type of status they are. My sister on here, have I ever called you out your name? Have I ever cussed you out? I'm 52 years. My sister's about 44. Because some of y'all think I'm lying. I said I'm twice divorced. And it does not matter because when I'm trying to counsel you, you don't want to hear it because I'm a man. Even though you ain't found no fault in me, you still looking for faults. So I know if you're doing it to a man of my status, you're doing it to these other men that are garbage men, that are working at the police station, or men that work for the firefighter, or men that do lawn service. You know you did not marry a lawyer. Why are you expecting the lifestyle of a lawyer? If you married a lawyer, you know he went out all that great. He wins some, he lose some. He's not a Johnny Crocker. Every woman knows the type of man she got. And because you listen at the opinions of other women, you bring trouble in your household. You don't have a peaceful home. To be a conjurer, be a sorceress, to be a root worker, you got to know how to keep your house in harmony. You need to regulate the energy in your household. That's why you could not break up the relationship that people had back in the day, because they were cleaning their house. They were cleaning inside and outside of your house, and they still went to work. You was not gonna get up on Miss Nelly, because she gonna bathe herself, bathe her children, and bathe her husband. Your breakup spell is gonna be weak, because she gonna bathe him, and she gonna pray on that, and she gonna put that Bible beside her bed. She gonna put that water at the door. So whatever Hanks you trying to get in trick, I'm keep my house at peace. See, women back then, it wasn't about they didn't have the problems that you have. It's not that the men did not have the problems that they had back then. It's that you don't understand life skills. You don't understand how you build relationship. And no man is going to be perfect. I'm a better man now because of the things I've been through. But my sister and my mother cannot testify under no son at no time that I have been a disrespectful son or a disrespectful brother. And that's just not my sister on my mom's side. That's my sister on my dad's side. They don't have that testimony. And I got an opinion. And I'm something rather else. I'm encouraging you. Let's rethink about how we look at one another. If you do not understand the destruction that we wage on one another, and we want relationship, business relationship. That's why we don't trust each other. That's why when we start businesses, we're not getting the support, because we teach each other to distrust one another. I want you to think about that. How are we going to have a better community when we don't even trust each other? If I'm burning a black candle, I'm removing negativity. You think I'm trying to do work on you. I've all the things, and my spiritual dad taught me this. He said, I'm going to clean it up because he taught like my grandma. We're on TikTok. He said, Nigers, I'm going to say Nigers, when they see a man and a woman together, they automatically think they're going together. And he said, they could be sitting there plotting your demise, your destruction. And because where your mind is, when you automatically see a man or woman together, what other women do and tell you, every time you see a man with another man, oh, he's sleeping with him. Now you out here making accusations without facts. And if he was sleeping with him, does that mean you sleeping with your homegirl and you hanging out with her? Because the pot can't talk about the kettle. You can't redirect energy when you are labeling people and accusing people of things. And if somebody want to be with somebody, no matter what they do or not do, that's their business. You got who you want. You had kids from who you wanted. Now all of a sudden you want to try to control the narrative of other people's life. Who made you God? You supposed to be out here living your best life. But instead, you spending time out here trying to make other people feel bad about their decision. Nobody's smart enough to counsel you. That man don't make enough money, but you still take a check. I want you to think about how you really perceive men and black American men. And if a woman treated your child, your son, the way that women speak about men, how would you feel as a woman? I don't want you to worry about me because I know how to protect myself, because my mama did her job. My grandmother did her. My aunties did their job. My female cousin, they did their job. They schooled us men. The women school the men, and the men school the women. I'm not the only man that talked to my sister. I got cousins, I got uncles that talk to my sister. That's what we do. We all get together and we brainstorm. I want you to think about it. The next time you try to bring down another brother, and you sitting around talking about that's good, but that's somebody's son. Because you told him as a little boy that long as he provide, he don't have to have character. So now that he became famous and making money like Shannon Sharpen, because you never instilled the importance of having character. And not, my mama used to tell me, you make money, don't let money make you. That's why it don't matter how much of finance I incur. I know that money does not make me. I make money. And that's why when a broken woman is teaching his son, she's only teaching him out of her brokenness. And therefore, he has a distorted image about what a man is. And he's always trying to live up to whatever image she has painted. And based off of whatever she deems important. My mother never told us about marriage. But she always said, if you have kids, Don't be like your daddy. Take care of your kids. I was a great father, but a piss poor husband. I had to learn how to be a husband. I was a great son. I was a great brother, but in that husband department, because I did not put a lot of emphasis in it, that I had learned. Don't teach out of your brokenness. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, because you're gonna teach broken, and those shards of glass is gonna cut your children and not have them prepare for real life. I say to one, I say unto all. Universal laws affect us all. How much more do I have to produce for you to trust me? How much knowledge do I have to drop on social media for you to say, he actually knows? I hear in my lives, whether it's TikTok or any form of live, that's real. That's true. If I know what I know, then why do you struggle with taking knowledge, wisdom, understanding from a man? Because I got to at least have ulterior motives. And I'm going to say this to men. Don't ever come from another man when you have not achieved certain status. Just like you want me to respect the sweat from your brow, you respect the sweat from my brow. And just like it took something for me to be here, it took something for you to be here. When my sister was going through, because I'm going to give y'all men something to feed on. Because I don't play with men. They think I'm hard on women. I'm way hard on men. When my sister was going through in her relationship, and he took her shoes and threw them out in the bushes and said she wasn't worthy, I never stepped to that other man. You as a man don't never step to another man about his money, because she is my sister. I asked my sister, I said, you busy this weekend? She said, no. I said, do you mind going to Miami with me and Mr. Mario? And when I tell you, I bought her I found out what shoes, because he do, I ain't gonna lie on it, he do well by her. I found out what shoes that he threw away. I bought her every color they had offered. I wine and dime my sister out of my pocket. I ain't trying to hear me. You don't go to another lion and tell him how to rule the jungle. You stand up for your mama, for your sister, for your loved one. You ain't got no business stepping to his mistreatment of your loved one, because you set the standard as a man. A lot of y'all get it wrong. The men in my family, they take responsibility. They buy the cars. They put their loved ones in houses. Y'all run around here worried about what another Negro doing with his money when you can accommodate the situation. You're not just a provider for your household, you're a provider for the family. And every man provides differently. I'm the spiritual one. I got some coins, but I'm not the one that really bring in the money. But I got some coins. I can make something happen. But I'm really the spiritual powerhouse in my bloodline. Every man offers something different. That's my point. And you never try to make another man fit the shoes of another man. All of them got something else to offer. I'm trying to give you wisdom. Brother, don't ever Don't ever disrespect yourself to try to check another man about his business. And I'm going to leave on that. I love y'all. I see y'all a little later. But make sure. Thank you, Demetrius. It take a strong individual, and especially a man, to be around me. More women are around me because they tough and they really want change. But it takes a special type of man. The way I drop knowledge and wisdom and understanding, I challenge you. All right? Peace. I'm trying to turn it off. Oh, there you go.